Okay, so now we're back for card number 2, and once again it's an easy card, and I've let the DSP take centre stage and just added a few little of the felt shapes. So let's get on with it. So what we're going to do first up is we're going to adhere our Calypso coral to our piece of, our coastal cabana to our piece of Calypso coral. Now I've got a score line through here only because I grabbed a scrap piece of cardstock, but we're not actually going to see it. So what I'm going to do now is just, and I'm running out of glue, bear with me, I should have enough in here. We're just going to put that across there, just with a little bit of the Calypso showing along the top and the bottom. I'm not going to worry about cutting it off at the moment or trimming it off at the ends. I always like to trim mine off once I've done everything. Then we're just going to stick our button shape or border shape along the middle of that. Now this shape I've pre-cut using the Arts and Crafts die, and I've used just a small strip of Whisper White. I'm quite liking this these dies actually, especially this shape. I think it's quite cute. Okay, so we're going to stick that down there, just like that. Again, with a little bit, or making sure it's in the center, because our bigger buttons should just about touch the top and bottom of our piece of Coastal Cabana. So that's all I'm doing there. Then I'm going to bring in this piece, and I'm actually going to trim off at the end. So we'll just trim down right along there, like that. I'm not worrying about if I've trimmed that button a little bit, that's okay. And then I'm just going to eyeball it to where this should go. So if I just trim there for a start, I prefer to cut so that it's longer than shorter. So if we do that just about here, it's still too long. I might trim this up a little bit. And just a tiny fraction. If I cut it too short, I can always trim the piece of DSP back to the size, so there's no problems there. Then what we're going to do is we're actually going to we'll do this first. We're going to stick this, as you can see, both sides of the DSP are quite nice, and we're just going to stick that to the piece of Whisper White so that all our edges are nice and straight. Then I'm going to bring in or apply some glue to the back of the piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to adhere it to our base card, which is Calypso Coral. So we'll just do that. I might have the paint brushes going up, I think. You can have them going down if you wanted to, but I think we'll just have them going up, just for something different. They'll look quite nice going down as well. So then what we're going to do is put that on there, just like that. I'll just trim a fraction of an inch, smidgen off there again. And what I've done with this piece, this panel, or strip if you'd like to call it, I'm actually going to pop it up and take our little sticky lids off. That's why I like using graph paper, because it's very easy to line things up so that you know they are actually going to be straight when you stick it down. And that's all you're going to do. And that's just, when your background paper's busy like this one is, anything I put onto Busy DSP, I like to pop everything up. It just takes it away from the background, and your elements or your embellishment or anything like that doesn't get lost in the background. So now what I've done is I've pre-cut my stitched square from Whisper White, and we're going to stamp that. And in doing that, I've suddenly realised this is the only little bit of stamping we have on our card. So that can be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. I just want to make sure I get it straight. That looks pretty good. And then not that it matters, because it's going to be put on the card at an angle. Now, I've pre-cut the early espresso to go, which the Whisper White square is going on to. I haven't left a big border showing. I only like my borders about 1/8 of an inch, but that's up to you. You can make your border wider if you wanted to. You could use the wider, the bigger stitch shape if you wanted to. You could make this into a circle or an oval, so it's entirely up to you what shape you put it on or you die cut it with. Then we're going to pop this up onto some dimensionals and take our sticky lids off, bring in our base card. We're just going to put that about there, and then we're going to finish it off with a few little odds and ends. So I don't have flowers left, so what we're going to do is we might use the stars. So we'll put one star there, just for something a little bit different. Yep. And I'm going to use a little, just bear with me, sorry, a little dimensional, because I'm going to pop this star up. And I'm just going to put it, well, I suppose it helps if you take the little lid off. I'm just going to put it, I want it on the I want it on the piece of Whisper White. So that's our little star. Then we're going to come in with our crushed curry. I might use a heart this time instead of a flower or anything. Let's have a look what we've got. We can just change it around anyhow to suit. Yep, we'll use that. That, and we might go for a blue, the Coastal Cabana. Put that down there. Put that there, and I'm actually going to change this out because I'm going to change that star to the Coastal Cabana flower so that it goes in with our flowers up the top. And as I said, it's entirely up to you. It's your card, so you can do what you actually want. And once again, these are all popped up with dimensionals. So we'll put our big one down first. And this is the petal pink. So we'll just put him there. And this is the crushed curry. Put that one there. And if I can find, that's it. I've put this one up here. Now I've only put that one up there because the Coastal Cabana is here and I don't want them too close together. I actually might move this one. If I can pull it off. That little bit's not going to worry because it's going to be covered up. And that is card number 2. Very, very simple. But as I said at the beginning, the DSP and the shapes shout out for your card. So you don't need a lot on the busy background. Okay, so I'll be back shortly with card number 3.